Slowly, very, very slowly. And maybe I have to be patient for that. The way I am looking at it, to give an analogy, yes, there are particles, electrons. There is an antiparticle, positive. Okay. When they come together, they annihilate. And light comes out. Similarly, just giving an analogy, right? There is garbage put in, garbage called conditioning, whatever it is. I call them words.
Words.
Yeah. And they are these thoughts coming out and, painting the drama, all assumptions, beliefs, whatever it is. Yeah. When one listens to authentic experience coming in, I call them anti-words.
Like antimatter.
Exactly. So opposite runs an anti-matter. And so call it lazy way of looking at it, call it whatever way of looking at it. I fear and hope and wish that those anti-words will come out of my words.
Instead of removing the programs, he's removing the variables. The variables are gone, the program is gone.
All, and that's all.
Right. Okay. So basically, there are many assumptions are not conscious. We are not conscious. What we call it, it's not visible to us. So those are the assumptions which are hidden below our thinking process. See, for this bias of the hidden variables will get into all spiritual teachings. Okay, we are looking for many of the spiritual teachings, looking for a state called samadhi, some enlightened state. There's no such thing. Right? Right now, what we are is that state. That's the only state which is possible. Right now, what I am is the state. But I'm not comfortable with the state because it is the noise is there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. I'm not comfortable with the state. So now, there are multiple things happening here. Noise is coming because of some external circumstances. Something comes into me, some reaction comes. Something happens in life. The noise, outer situation starts creating inner noise. That's one. Outer situation is not also inner noise is there. So there are two situations. Let us look at a situation where outer situation causing inner noise. Right? Something happens, something favorable, unfavorable happens. It causing inner noise. Disturbance will start. Why disturbance will come later? Outer situation comes in life. Our automatic fight or flight mechanism triggers it. It's like a guard. It doesn't even come to conscious control. Your our computer has a front-facing interface, facing the world. What it does, any situation it quickly evaluate very fast. It's a fight or flight. And reactions will come. Because the conscious or the brain or nervous system, which is the front end, has to react immediately, fight or flight. It doesn't wait to get a conscious decision making. It will immediately do. So this I call as lower part of the mind, which is reactive mind. Okay. So it evaluates any situation, fight or flight, and then reacts. Now, that mind does not know the situation by themselves are neutral. My judgment is making them fight or flight. Any situation by themselves are neutral. Okay, situation in life is not fight or flight. I mean, of course, somebody comes and puts a gun to my head is this thing. But somebody pushed a gun to my head. Is it a fight or flight situation? The mind immediately says it's a fight situation. Fight, flight, run. Right? So, but that decision making is based on what? Who has decided that I should run? Who decides that it's a life-threatening situation? Who decides that? The decision is based on a model of who am I. There's a model of who am I there. Stick is sitting there. Who is that model? I am this person. Okay. At any cost, I have to preserve my identity. So that model already takes a decision. The decision is taken based on that model. right? So I'm the body. I have to survive at any cost. So there's not even conscious decision making. Unconsciously, you're reacting to life. That's one situation, which is outer. So now, can we change this model? What is the model is that who am I? Getting it changed. This is all what spiritual inquiry is all about. Who am I really? Right? So that's where that model of me is being inquired by any master. Inquire who am I? Self-knowledge. Correct? So this who am I, whatever who am I, is it same throughout the day? It's same all the time?
That's who am I? The question is there's a blank.
No. I'm saying let us not go to blank later. But what I'm saying, whatever calls as identity, right? The problem is there's an identity here, sitting here, which is reacting all the time or anytime. So the identity is based on some model of me, right? So if I ask a question, who am I? The mind is blank, but that identity is sitting there, right? The blankness of the mind is not solving my identity problem. The identity is sitting there intact. The identity has not undergone any changes. I'm trying to inquire, it's gone blank. But that identity which is there is causing the problem.
Yes.
Correct now?
Yes.
So who is that identity? Let us see. Is that identity same throughout the day? Is that identity coming up all the time?
This comes only with thoughts.
Is that identity triggers once in a while or triggers is there all the time?
It's there
all the time. This body is me, the thinker is me, the doer is me. It's coming, right?
So that identity does not come all the time. That identity does not pop up all the time.
With the thought it comes in, right?
So I'll tell you how it happens, or perception process happens, right? In any given perception, the seer and seen are one. They are not two.
Yes.
For example, I see the apple. Okay. Seer and seen are one. Right? But the moment I give the name apple, this me comes in picture. The naming brings the identity. Seeing doesn't bring the identity. Any seeing, any experience doesn't bring the identity. The identity comes before seeing or after seeing. During the process of seeing, there is no identity.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
During the process of seeing, there's no identity.
Naming is what I'm saying, thought.
Naming is causing the problem. Correct, no?
Yes.
So the naming is the problem. Right? Perceiving is not a problem.
No.
Right? Experience is not a problem. Experience is the problem. Naming is the problem. Correct, no?
Yes.
So now, you understood, right? This perception. In any perception, the perceiver and perceived subject and object is not there. Okay. For example, I'm just, we'll go step by step. So if I look at this fruit, until I call it as apple, until it's called me seeing it, there's only seeing. There's no seer, right? The seer comes after when the seeing process is interpreted. Okay. So that's why I'm saying any experience there's no experience at all. During experiencing.
Yes.
The experience occurs after the experiencing. Experiencing it cut.
After a thought somehow comes.
No, I'm saying I make it steps.
Okay.
Experiencing is happening. During experiencing, the experiencer is not there.
You mean experiencing by seeing? That's you mean by seeing?
Seeing, touching, feeling, sensing, whatever is that. Experiencing is happening. During experiencing, the experiencer is not there. Subject is not there. Object is not there. Because only experiencing is there. The subject and object appears when the experiencing gets cut. Post-experiencing.
Get cut by thought.
By cut thought. Right?
Yeah.
So what happens then? Let us understand, right? When I'm experiencing something, there is a subject of this body mind complex. The object is there. Through sense organs, sensing is happening. Okay. When sensing is happening, the attention is on sensing. Attention. Okay. So now, once the attention shifts from sensing to the mental domain, the name and form is recovered. It's like from data is recovered. Right? So it's like there's a memory data bank. Okay. Data bank is backup, or rather it's a hard drive or RAM, whatever is that. So that is accessed to label what is this happening. this process. That labeling process causes the problem, not the experience itself. Right? Understand? So the labeling causes the problem. In labeling, what is there? The name apple is there. The name form is there. Then me is there. With such and such experience, that me is recorded in the label. Correct? So now, how do I get rid of this me in the database? We cannot definitely erase it. It's impossible to erase what is the database. It's not possible because it's already there. It's hardwired. Only is we can invalidate it. Invalidate it. Okay. How do you invalidate it? The moment I go to naming, the name comes to intellect for decision making. This is me. Okay. There, a sharp decision making that this is not me. To stop that naming process.
Come again, sorry, I didn't get it.
Experiencing happening.
Yes.
Okay. In that experiencing, suddenly attention shifts from experiencing to memory.
Yes.
Okay. Understand?
But it's very rapid.
It's rapid.
Yes.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay. It happens. It's all hollow. It's very supercomputer. So it goes to memory. Okay. I want to see this is apple. This is me.
Yes.
So the me comes up. Okay. And this me and the apple will come to intellect for decision making. That's where the thoughts start coming. So the intellect, if it's able to neutralize this me thought, whether a thought, not me, I don't have to erase me. I have to neutralize the thought called me. Thought called me is brought to the intellect. The intellect, in the spirit, intellect is also quick in decision making. In that quick decision making, intellect has a thought called not me. This is not me. Then that processing stops. You don't have to erase what is there in the database.
So that be your in terms of the mind, identifying the mind and the body.
Your me is a lot of variables. Me can be body, me can be wife, me can be husband, me can be engineer. There are a million identities actually. Okay. So basically, me has to be countered with not me. And that has to happen when the naming is happening. Okay. Don't try to erase the identities. It's not possible. Even when you go to Ramana Maharshi, Namaskara, Ramana Maharshi will turn around. He knows it's Ramana Maharshi. Okay. So naming or information is okay and information is valid. But information identifying with me is the problem. So I'll say there are two types of information. Information per se is a record of events. Whatever events is there. Information per se is a record of events. Okay. The personalization of the events is causing problem. Events are personalized as me or not me. That is the problem. Not the events itself. Address of the house is very good. It is my house is personalization. Then anything happens to my house, get hurt. So there's a psychological content of memory and information content of memory. There are two parts to memory. Psychological and information. Now what causes problem? Information doesn't cause problem. Psychological content causes problem. Right? The psychological content of memory has to be countered with not me. And that not me thoughts will trigger with the enquiry. What is me? Anything identity comes, that me will be shot down with not me. Then the further processing of psychological triggering will stop. Information processing can go on. For example, Ramana Maharshi read a newspaper. No psychological processing. Information can process. Understand? So enlightenment means psychological containing processing stops. Information containing processing continues. So there's a psychological part and information part. How do you separate this out? Is the real challenge. Okay. And no necessary of erasing. It's impossible to erase. Right? So basically, at any point of time, psychological component, information content separated, and even a Gnani, he can react to psychological component also, consciously. Somebody calls him, hits him, he'll also hit back. No problem. Okay. But there's no internal further processing and recording of suffering. So the key challenge of spirituality is any information recorded in memory has a psychological component and a physical component. Psychological component, at the time of processing, psychological component has to be discarded, physical component has to be used. That's all. Information content has to be used. That's the real challenge of spirituality. Am I making clear?
Yes.
Gayatri, can you just give a break? I'm just coming back, okay? How to do that, I'll discuss. I'll just go to rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stretch.
So, Gayatri, you can stop for a while. Key challenge of spirituality is psychological component has to be separate from information content. That is the real key challenge. And that has to be done in real time. Okay. And psychological content has to be discarded when you are not needed, to be used when it is required. It's not that psychological component is not also useful. Suppose somebody, an enlightened being, somebody comes and snatches your shirt. It's my shirt, you'll hold it. It's not a problem. Psychological component used to be used. Okay. When required, not used when not required. But unconsciously going back to psychological component is a problem. Are we clear? So now, let us look at our life itself. The psychology component of me is a product of my memories from childhood. Right?
Yeah, see, the psychology component also. Freedom of compassion is all about the reaction to a situation.
That's based on the model of me.
Positive element too.
No,
Where
no. We are looking at the model. The model called me. The model called me leads to any other empathy, sympathy, all this. It's like an output. It's like that itself is not primary. Empathy or sympathy are not primary. They are based on my model. So if I feel that I am rich enough, I can throw some 1,000 rupees. Rich enough is my model. But if I feel I'm poor, even if I crore, I don't spend 1 rupee. Right? So basically, what is model of me is the problem. Okay. The model of me is the psychological model of me. So that is the problem. Okay. Output, based on that, what will happen? Based on that, something will happen. Some love, compassion, everything will come. But the problem is not love, compassion. Problem is this model. Okay. What I consider as me. And what I consider as me is built on what? Is my all past experiences. Correct? No? So now, what is my past experience? How much of that past is mine? See, all experience I record as my experience. My experience. My experience series there. My. Correct? So how much of this is mine? The mind stamp is put on all experiences. Okay? Let us take an example. Just recollect one of the beautiful places you have visited. Just recollect and explain to me. Okay? Just explain to me. Beautiful place. Just explain to me whichever beautiful name or whatever is that. Explain to me.
okay. Or you can do a better description.
Okay. Just quickly. No problem.
So Mount Whitney.
Mount
Whitney.
Yes.
So to the 2006, we climbed to the top.
We climbed to the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of people.
Okay.
Bunch of people. Kind of. It was. So it is. The thing was, the challenge was, the reason people wanted to climb it was because it's the highest peak in the lower 48 in the lower 48 states. So there was lots of sites of. Started hiking in the moon, in the light of the moon.
So you like the places?
Yeah.
Right?
So there was, yes. So it was a nice hike.
You liked it.
Yes.
So now we go to a scenario. We have two classifications. I like, I don't like, and neutral. There are only three classifications possible for any scenario, any experience. Right? The like, dislike, and neutral. It's called raga, dvesha, and just equanimity. So any situation we label as three. Like, dislike, or neutral. There's no other labeling, right? Depending on like or dislike, that memory will be recalled later. If it's neutral, probably will not bother about it, or we'll use it. Neutral is just information content. Like and dislike is based on a psychological component. Okay, this like and dislike is called raga and dvesha in Sanskrit, technical terms. So any situation will put a raga and dvesha. So now, when I asked you to remember a beautiful memory, you describe that Mount Whitney. Okay. And you remember that scenario
Yes,
vividly?
I think so.
Okay. You enjoy recollecting it?
Yes.
So I recollect that mountain evening and enjoyed recollecting it. These two statements are valid. So now let us ask the question, I. Who is that I? Okay. According to who is that I which went there, Mount Whitney? You said me, we.
Yeah,
who is that we? I have to find out. Okay. It's not even I. You are speaking of me, we. Let us take for a moment.
Before 16.
Whatever that. Okay. I went there. So who is that I went there? Let me ask you a question.
This combination of the body, mind, intellect.
No. See, what you call as I, which is recorded in memory, correct? Was it the body? Was it the body which is went there, I? But without body, you cannot go there. Okay? That I which you call, are you referring to the body?
I think it is only memory.
Just the thoughts.
It's the liking.
The raga and dvesha. All right? But the raga dvesha is referred to a file called I. The I is the file. I is the pointer which is referring to raga and dvesha. If the I is not there, no raga dvesha. See, every file has a name, no? Every folder has a name, no? The folder name is called I. The I is referring to raga dvesha. I has 3 columns. I mean, it's like exactly like a computer. There's a indexing is done. Indexing is done with I. I indexing has attraction, repulsion, neutral. Neutral is no problem. It's the information content. The attraction, repulsion is the problem. It's raga and dvesha, classified as raga dvesha. Now your mind Whitney experience is kind of commented, lie like it. Right? Now I'm asking the question, what is that I like it? Who is that I like it?
Not even the same I, because the I of 10 years ago is, or the body or the mind or whatever it was 10 years ago was not.
So
even in
the body has changed. The mind has changed. Intellect has changed. We'll find out that I. Right? Body has changed, mind has changed, intellect has changed. Then whatever you are referring to I, which I you are referring? Memory is a recording. It is not entity. Then what are you referring? Is the question clear? Let us. Mind has changed, body has changed, intellect has changed. You are referring to I. Is the same I talking now, or is different I talking now? Then what experience you are talking? If you are saying different I, then you are talking nonsense, because you didn't never go to into a mountain. So the I which is talking of now was never went to Mount Whitney. So if same I which went to Mount Whitney, tell me which I is talking.
But we get that logic.
I need a stick actually. When you use the word we, get me a stick. So please understand, here you have right to be silent. Okay? Anything you talk will be used against you. So if you say we, you have to tell me which we is that. You can't speak for the group. Okay, you speak for yourself. So you tell me why, because you are trying to escape that I. The moment you bring we, you are trying to escape that I. That's a way of escaping the I. Why are you escaping that I? Who is that I?
Because the I.
You have to tell me who's your I. If your same I is speaking, what is that I? If a different I is speaking, what nonsense you are speaking?
I comes here.
No.
Because there are so many versions of I.
Wait. I am trying to catch hold of that I by neck. The one way of I to escape is to use the word we. That's the first thing when you ask to use the word we, I'll hit you hard. Okay, so I want you to catch hold of that I. Can you throw some light, sir, Nikhil? Which I she is speaking of? She is the body has changed, mind has changed, intellect has changed. Then I went to Mount Whitney. Then who is that I? Is it same I or different I? If it's same I, tell me what is that I? If it's different I, then what nonsense you're speaking?
Isn't that I the set of impressions or all these images, like you said,
what you are saying, the photo in my memory card is me. I have a very big problem with these photos. Right? Today, if I go to somebody's house, they are busy watching that serial, TV serial. Okay, they don't know. We have guests, we have come. They have to engage the guests. Okay, what they say? They're big photo albums. Okay, all marriage albums, and keep it on my table. Look at the photo, we'll come back. So that they are buying some time to watch serials. Then for this thing, I start flipping the photos. Did you see me? Where are you? I didn't. This is me. That guy is with the chaddi. This is me. This fellow is now 90 kgs. He is like a giant. That chaddi wala fellow, me. Huh? You are saying photo is you? Can any photo in memory album is you? See, when I refer to me, you have to be very clear what me you're referring to. At least the me which went there was a woman. See, then I'm so confident on me. I asked your experience. Now you don't know, you're saying?
because it's identified as a woman. It's called a woman. Called a woman by everyone.
Who calls what? I don't care. I am only interested in your version of the story. Went there. Then what are you speaking of spirituality? If nobody will realize, then what is the problem? There's nobody, no, nothing, no problem. The problem is that nobody is making somebody. That's the problem. That stupid nobody is being made into somebody. One thing I'll hint you. You have a memory picture of that place, that mountain.
Yes.
Any photograph will not have a photographer there. There cannot be any photo where photographer embedded. Then we'll come back and selfie is there. Okay. Any experience will not have an experiencer in it. Any memory recording will not have a recorder in it. Right? So, in your memory, who was the recorder? So, photograph is not you. It's just a recording. Who was the recorder? Is there. Now, is the recorder at the time, recorder at this time is one and the same? Who is speaking? Experience is speaking or recorder is speaking? Don't answer. You are there to help her? Huh? There's no legal assistance is given here. So, for giving unsolicited expenses, unsolicited response. Let her think, no. She makes big claims that she was experienced a lot of happiness.
Neither.
Like, as simple question, tell me one beautiful experience. No, what are you speaking of? I don't understand. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're legal assistant for her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a question, which is I don't want to sort of digress from you, right?
Oh, wait, I'll get exhausted with that because I want her to go blank.
Okay.
Then I catch hold of you. Okay. Tell me, who is that? The body yesterday, the mind yesterday, intellect yesterday is not same. The memory you are claiming at yours is false because photograph is not you. Right? Then which experience you are speaking of? No. But there was experience. You are not speaking of something imaginary.
It seemed real at that time.
You are bringing unnecessary technical terms. That experience was real. It's not imagined experience. If it's imagined experience, you will not be here actually. You'll be in some hospital. Speaking like this.
The experience, but then the person who experienced it was just a combination of protons and electrons.
So then how can it be your experience? That protons, electrons, everything is changed now.
Changed, exactly.
Right? That woman who went there was 10 years younger. Now you're 10 years old. And then how can it be your experience? Whose experience you are speaking of? Then how can it be yours? Can you claim somebody's experience as yours? It is infringement. Infringement of property.
So how does one apply this on a daily basis?
Who is that one?
Not that way.
Who is that one? You tell me. Which one? Which one you are thinking of? Right now you started V multiple. Now I come to one. Now who is that one? I want to know.
What changed? What has not changed in 10 years about you?
The life force, right? But then the
Life force. Have you seen life force anywhere?
yeah, that's right. So I cannot. So that also is not making. That is also not making sense in terms of the life force.
There's something which is that is still there.
Okay, now I'll go to Nikhil. So Nikhil, what's your answer?
All I can tell you is the moment the word I is used, it's a label to all kinds of stuff, past, present, thinking about the future, and that only that label remains. Everything else has changed. This, I've seen. The problem is, get rid of that label.
No. Here, do not get rid of label. There's no necessity to get rid of anything. No, here you have to be clear, that's all. There's no getting rid of anything. Right? Clarity is important. So the clarity is what you're looking for. Okay? We are unconsciously use the word I went there, I came here. I'm trying to understand who is that I? And she always escapes by saying we went there. She doesn't want to encounter the I. This is like police do the encounter, no? No, Google will not give the answer. No. Don't take the notes, my dear. Don't take notes, will not help you. Okay, forget about notes. Notes will not help you. You have
I
to.
want to follow that.
Don't have to. I will destroy your train of thoughts. Your train of thoughts is junk. Okay? All train of thoughts have to be discarded into waste paper basket. You are trying to preserve the train of thoughts. So see, we use the word called I. Okay? I went there, I came here. Okay. So now who is that I? I'm trying to ask. You're passing the question, Nikhil. Now he is taking up. Sridhar is taking up. MKS. Yes, MKS.
So I like your analogy of using computer as a software engineer. So you talked about raga and dvesha, good and bad, which in electrical engineering we see all the time. It's going up or down or neutral. Right? So raga and dvesha itself is based on our pursuit for something. For example, we ask for what is the purpose of life?
Our pursuit, I want to understand. My pursuit, you say.
My
okay.
pursuit. So there's a pursuit for something.
Okay.
And from the pursuit for something, we get this good, bad, right, wrong, all those things, right?
Correct.
And the Raga Dvesha is sort of related to that.
Right.
One of the corollary that I want to state about I is that if that purpose is not there, if there is no good, bad, beautiful and such, then I itself will disappear at that point. That's my assertion.
The question is, who went there?
No.
So actually, he says we went there for a purpose, for enjoying. If the purpose is not, you will not have gone there. But still, that I will be there now.
So if I complete. So basically, if Meera's pursuit throughout her life is pursuit about something that is good, right, bad, whatever collection of that information is, if you try to look back at who's pointing to that, that's where I is. It's like if you have a pointer from I to that experience that she has collected as good, bad, ugly, there's something pointing to that. So you need to look back.
Is the same I or different I talking?
So the I is always changing, and this experience is always changing. Both are changing.
Then we are talking.
But the pointer, there is a pointer.
So the pointer is not changing.
The pointer is also changing.
Then what is there?
So the pointer has a direction from I to this experiences. If you take the negative of that direction, then you'll find an I there.
Okay. I give it to you. You want to say something? Go ahead. See, all our life, we use the word I. I is very familiar and intimate to us. Okay. I went, I grew up, I began this thing, I went to this place, I went to that. I we are using constantly. Okay. Without verifying what is that I. So that I we take assumes that the body which went there is the I. And memory is collected is for that I. Okay. Your assumptions record or don't match. Because your photograph there, any photograph will never have a photographer. Then who went there? Whose memory you are speaking of? So there is a unchanging somebody always. Okay. It has never changed. That's why you keep on saying I. You are giving a pointer to unchanging I somewhere. Somebody is unchanging. Okay. Something no, you. Words, don't make it thing. So there's an unchanging I. Okay. And there's a changing I. Correct? Changing I. Changing I is your body, mind, intellect. Changing I is called as me. I and me are there. Okay. We are a combination of I and me. So who is the recorder? Me is the recorder, I is the recorder.
I is the recorder.
The I is the recorder, not the me. And that I who takes the photographer, in the presence of a photograph is taken, I will never come in the photograph. Okay. Whatever is there in the photograph as me is not you. Because that I is not there in the photograph at all.
Pure subject.
Pure subject.
Pure subject.
Are you understanding the logic? So your photograph is
So
there.
that art would not have any raga dvesha.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Whether there's raga dvesha, we'll find out. We are finding out which that I is. Catch hold of that I. Right? So that I is there. That I which is there in any scenario is not there in a photo, any picture. Is the hidden guy. Is the cameraman.
Yes.
Okay. So cameraman takes a photograph of joy or sorrow without any botheration because he is a cameraman. He is not involved in anything. His job is to just record. So there is a recorder there. And recorder or photographer will never come into the picture. Okay. So I'll make a statement. In all your memory, you are not there. Then whose memory you are speaking of? In none of your memory, you are not there. The recorder is not there. Then whose memory you are speaking of? Did you get the question?
Yes.
Your question is very easy. It's the answer that's the problem.
No. The question, the answer is there's no, a question is not for answer. Question is for dissolving confusion.
It's a rhetorical.
The answer is not there in spirituality. Only confusion is dissolved. So I'll make a claim that none of your memories, you are not there. Then whose memories you are speaking of? No. Memory is not unreal. Identification memory is unreal. Psychological association of memory is unreal. Memory itself is not unreal. She really went actually. I think you give a proof that she went and she spent $1,000, $2,000 there. The moment I say memory is unreal, oh, who spent the credit card? My credit card will say. Memory is not unreal. The psychological association with memory is unreal. To say it's my memory is unreal. So if you say my memory, then you are telling me who is that my? Yes, Nikhil. कुछ हो रहा है?
Find out.
See, the problem is not with the memory. Problem is not at all with memory. Problem is not with the recorder also. Problem is with the one who claims that it is me. The claimer is the problem, not the recorder. Not memory. Memory is also not fake. Fake memory cannot take confidently. Right? Memory is not unreal also. Memory is real.
Identification.
Association that this is my memory is problem. How did it become your memory? Tell me. When did it become your memory? Why do you call it as your memory? So, why do you call it as your memory?
The only function.
See, simple. What happens is that I, which is there, has never changed. It doesn't change also. That's why you're very confident. Says, I was born here, I grew up here, I went to mountain, I had experience, all those things you can say. The I is unchanging. If I is changing, you cannot claim that. Right? There's an unchanging I and changing I. Correct? The problem is not changing I, problem is not unchanging I. Problem is the confusion between changing and unchanging I. Confusion. Okay. So in your photograph, real I is there. Real I is there always in photograph. That's why you are able to say, I really went. Something real should be there in your experience, no? Right? Body has changed, mind has changed, intellect has changed. Somebody should be there, no? That witness is there. The witness says, yes, it's real experience. Even if I come and say it's not real experience, you'll say it's real experience only. Because somebody has to stamp and say it's real. And that fellow who is stamping it and saying it's real is not changing. That's why it's called witness.
But any preference, because you're asking, was it a good memory?
Correct. Witness does not have a preference. The one who has a preference is not witness. The one who has a preference is an intruder. That intruder is a problem, not I is a problem. I is never a problem. Me is not a problem. The intruder is the problem. Intruder comes and claims, connect these two, I and me is the problem.
So that is why I say the thought, break that connection. Earlier when you said,
we'll find out now. We'll do inquiry. Now you are understanding the problem, right? The problem is you are saying a claim that I went there, I had a good experience. It is a real experience, I agree. Somebody should give the reality to the experience. Only real guy can give the reality to the experience. The real guy is there. Real I is there. And real I is not changed. That's why you're saying. If real I is in unhappy situation gets damaged, then you can't claim it because it's already changes. So some real I which is not changing is there all the time. Okay. And he's saying authenticating it. Oh, it's a real experience. Right? That who is authenticating real experience must be real. It's not a fake guy. Okay. But there is a fake guy involved in that. That fake guy is a problem, not the real guy. Real guy is never a problem. I thought it's not a problem. The fake I thought is a problem.
Will come in terms of modifying.
Sir, it is not, don't have to do. You do it once for all. See, the jnana is not, see, there is the yoga process is a chronic disease. Every day morning you have to do. So jnana is a surgery. You do it and get it done. Self-enquiry you don't do every day. Okay. You do a thorough inquiry. Baba, this is what it is. Get lost. Okay.
So
Do not mix yoga. See, it's a surgery. Okay. Jnana is a surgery. This do every day morning, do 10 times a day is yoga. Yoga is like treating a chronic disease with a medicine. It works. That day it solves. But next day again you do. Jnana is a surgery. You cut and throw. How many times you can do surgery? You can't do. Right? So understand that there is one I. I is not fake. That's a real guy. Okay? And the I is authenticating. I only went. Okay? That also is correct. It's a real experience. So that means somebody is there. That somebody is me only. I only. So I am a mixture of two. A changing I and unchanging I. Are you clear? So now, changing I is not a problem. Because it's changing. Body is changing, mind is changing, intellect is changing. Unchanging I is not a problem. The problem is I'm mixing up these two. That's the problem. The recording is done in the presence of unchanging I. He's not there in the photograph. The claiming is done by mixing guy who is mixing this. That's called ego. The claimer is the problem. Real I is not a problem. That guy is called ego. So it is mixing up and confusing the changing guy and the non-changing guy. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. B, you have to have yes, no answer. I don't know answer is not acceptable. So, the surgery is being done on you now. You are actually a patient, a demo case. They are learning from your demo. So, you have to choose. Who are you? Are you the changing guy or unchanging guy? Right hand is unchanging guy. Left hand is left changing guy. You have to choose one. There's no third hand.
Unchanging.
It's your right hand. Then, in any of memory, you are not there at all. Whose memory you are speaking of? Unchanging is the witness. Witness doesn't come in that memory. And witness comes in memory. Oh, I like this. It doesn't have. It has not affected witness because I like is affected. Then it will not run away from other guys.
The witness is everything.
Right. So what are you? Are you changing guy or unchanging guy?
I can record everything.
Then what are you confusing yourself with? Are you a woman? Are you a woman?
Society calls this person.
I don't care what society calls.
No, I don't either.
Then who went there?
Changing I also will. The unchanging I is everywhere, right?
I don't know. It's everywhere. In every experience, it's there. Everywhere, I don't know. In every experience of yours, unchanging I is there. Photographer is there.
Yes, the unchanging I was there, but the unchanging I only recorded the experience. It did not record any impressions.
So, can unchanging I go and come?
Unchanging I is always there.
So, who went?
The unchanging I is there, witnessing everything that the changing I does.
Okay.
So the unchanging I is always there with the changing.
For whom is the raga dvesha? Attraction, repulsion. This is good memory, this is bad memory. For whom is that?
That is for the changing.
changing I is not real at all. It keeps on changing. Unchanging I doesn't bother. Right? The me is changing. Then who has a problem?
The connected in the middle. Connected to the or the person who does not know whether they are referring to the unchanging I or the changing.
Misidentification.
Oh,
So
at times it's you identify with the unchanging I, at times you identify, no, almost all the time identify with the changing I.
who? Who is that fellow? So now she's changed from me to I. Now it's you. She's telling me. She's trying to give Gyan to me. See the change in language. You identify changing I. I don't know anything. I have no problem. I never went to that mountain also. See, the moment you try to catch hold of that I changes language. Okay? This I and me is one package. Okay? The me cannot exist without I. But I can exist without me. Okay? The Sakshi cannot, Sakshi is the witness. It's always there. It's a reality. That's why you are able to confidently say, I only went. But only it's not there in any experience, as in a part of any picture. Okay? So all experiences take place in the presence of Sakshi. Okay? So now the confusion is happening, which connects the Sakshi, which is real, and mind, which is changing. That's called ego. It's called Jiva. Jiva is the ego. So now the Jivatma is one package. Jiva itself has no independent existence. Atma doesn't bother. Jivatma package is confused. The package is called Jivatma. The ego does not know what I am referring. It can't see this guy. It can't see this I. But it sees the me, which is there, and records the experience of me as the experience of I. The recording is happening by Jivatma. Okay? The recording, there should be some experiencer, some who experienced. So recording is done. This body-mind complex is the experiencer, is recorded. It's also an object which is recorded, not the subject. The confusion is happening because I and me has become one package. Okay? The me package is changing. I is not changing. Okay? But this connection is still continuing, I and me. This connection cannot be broken. Connection must be understood. It cannot be broken. Broken means suicide. Okay, that also won't help. So I and me, there's a changing part and unchanging part. Okay? A confusion is for this entity, which is mixing up this I and me. So the example which I give you, there's a movie screen and there's a movie. Okay, when the movie is going on, you can never separate movie and screen. Okay? But screen is not changing. Without screen, movie cannot be there. There's an unchanging I is always there, like a screen. The changing movie is there, me. You are not able to separate them. Okay? The recording of this total entity is a memory. I and me together. It is recorded as I only. But really recording in place of I, the me is used, picture is used. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of identifying the real I subject, you are identifying the movie character as I.
The role that they are playing.
So this is, I'll give you another example. There's a great film actor. Okay. He plays the role of a beggar. And he plays so well that even after coming home, he starts crying. Such a poor beggar I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Identifying with
the actor is playing the role of a beggar.
right. And so the actor identifies with the role.
The actor and beggar have become one entity. So that, but after coming home, he changes his dress. He's with his wife, but still he says, I am the beggar. There's a state we are in. The I is the actor.
Yes.
I is the screen. It's not at all, actor is never affected by beggar role. That's why you are able to confidently say, I was only one. Okay. And the actor puts various dresses, various me. Me is a dress. Me when you went there is a dress, different dress from me now. Okay. That me is the vehicle. The vehicle is changed.
But the I has not changed.
I has not changed. The recording is all done. I have experience also done. That's also perfectly all right. But who had the experience? The me, which is the instrument. Instrument can have it experience. The record instrument experience is recorded as me as a woman who gone there is recorded as an experiencer.
Yes. The actor analogy is helping. The actor playing different roles.
So you got so immersed in acting and you identified with the role. And that role memories you are saying is my memory.
Whereas it is not. It is
the next day you change your role. Next day your body dress is changed. But still, earlier memory of that actor, you're saying it's my memory today. So, tell me which memory of yours is yours. Tell me one memory of yours is yours.
None.
Then what are you speaking of me? Why this is important, I'll tell you. Okay. Understand the memory is not me is very important. Because if you look at our thoughts, right? If you look at our thoughts will keep on coming. Okay. Thoughts are keeping coming because thoughts are based on identity. I mean, if you look at computerology, a file has a name and the content of the file is recording. Are you clear? The file name is always identity. So I'm an engineer. Okay. Engineer's file name has 2 columns, Raga and Dvesha. Some recording happens. I'm a man. Right? There may be some branching of the identity, but ultimately it's each identity has a recording. Suppose you take out one identity, then all the recording related is may be there, but it's not relevant. Understand? So the question is, who is that identity? The identity is based on the memory. So any memory of you, any memory is captured through an instrument camera. Okay. The one who captures is not at all bothered. Recorder. And captured instrument is called as recording and recording as me. And the instrument is changing. Now you want to hold on to that recording. The recording is possible because of the unchanging eye. Unchanging is not at all bothered. The changing eye wants to hold on to the memory and say, claim as me. Now, whose problem we are trying to solve here?
The changing.
What is this?
The changing guy.
The changing.
Changing eye has changed already. Changing eye is constantly claiming I'm unchanging eye. At the same time, it's identifying as changing eye. Changing body. Me. Unchanging eye is not happening anything. Me always is to change. The guy who is mixing these two, he always claims I'm unchanging, whereas he is always identifying as changing eye. He is always identifying me, which is changing, and he is always claims I am unchanging.
Yes.
And this guy is affected by anything. Raga Desha is affected because his Raga Desha is based on changing eye. But his identity is based on unchanging eye. It's like an actor. He plays the role of a beggar. Baba, Baba, mucha paise de do. Give me some food. Oh, this food I like, this food I don't like. As a beggar. Okay. Beggar role is fine. But the actor saying that I don't like this food is a problem because it's the beggar food. So here the actor as Sakshi doesn't do anything. But there's a package called Changing I and Me. that package has brought an intruder who is claiming I'm unchanging I, and who claims the experience of changing I, me,
Yes.
and runs your life according to likes and dislikes of the changing me. I always claiming that I'm unchanging I. Yes, Nikhil, too much? Okay. So, who has a problem? You have to identify clearly. The I has never a problem. Is I real? It's real. Okay. But I is not in any experience. It's not manifesting the experience. I is observing the experience. Is it real? It's real. Okay. Is experience changing? That's also real. The problem is none of these. The problem is the guy who is mixing up these two, claiming that I'm unchanging I, but at the same time, changing all the time, and trying to hold on to experiences all the time.
Interesting, very quick thought.
Okay. Now the problem is this intruder doesn't exist. It's a fake entity. Because something which connects changing and unchanging has no existence at all. It's coming momentarily and going. But that guy seems to have a permanent existence, not because he is permanent. The ego is permanent. Because it's referring to memory and I'm claiming its permanence. He's referring to record and say, this is me. Yes. Records are permanent. Records, it's like this. Scene number 1. Okay. A me has come and gone, recorded. Scene number 2, me has come and gone, recorded. Okay. The ego in scene number 1 and ego in scene number 2 are different because me is different. But scene number 2 ego refers to scene number 1 and says, this is same me. The sameness is not coming because of I. Sameness is coming for me because of memory. No. Memory is useful. No. If without memory, where do you go? Without memory is very useful. The claiming that something is me is a problem. Psychology content is problem, not the physical. You don't have to erase memory. You don't have to discard memory. You have to understand the fake claim. You have to understand who is the guy who is having likes and dislikes. Does that unchanging guy has a likes and dislikes? Nothing ever bothers him. The changing guy has a problem. Me has a problem. No. Me yesterday and me today are different. Okay. The me yesterday's experience is recorded in memory. Me today's experience is me is today's different. That me today is referring to old me and says me, continuity. The me has no continuity. I has continuity. But I is not there in any scenery. I is just a witness. Is Ram? I mean, getting somewhere.
One quick thought. There's a kid growing up in Mysore. There was this interesting beggar who used to come with a kara, happy person. And he used to sing, Rajana Muneli Bhojana Marde, Arvattu Uppinakayana Pinde. So he's saying that he went to King's place and he had food and he had 60 kinds of pickles, which means he is living, for him, he's living a fake reality and he's able to associate himself to that good. Yet he's a beggar. He's the opposite of what you're saying. Which is
but the only, here, the situation here, it's a very nice poem, right? So the beggar is happy, he's assuming scenario. But what happens when beggar gets a kick? Is the same happiness is there or not? The circumstances are changed. So then you will say, I'm a king's beggar. How do you kick me? So then raga desha will come. So you are speaking of a situation where raga is there. A dvesha situation will come. A real sakshi is equanimous in raga and dvesha. Understand? So somebody comes and start kicking the beggar. He starts beating the beggar. How are you beating? I'm a beggar in the king's place. Now raga is replaced with dvesha. Okay, raga, dvesha belongs to that role. Okay, the I has not changed. I is witnessing both. So the beggar what scenario told, I ate in the king's place and I'm happy, is corresponds to the situation of raga. I like it. But a dvesha situation also will come in life.
No, but he's taking all the Dvesha situation, converting into Raga, like Aghoris would do. Right?
No, Aghoris is a different scenario. Will not mix up because Aghoris sadhana, I'll tell you differently. Okay, I'm saying in life there is a Raga situation and Dvesha situation. Raga is happiness and Dvesha is unhappiness. Okay, clear.
Like a poem.
Okay.
No, the poem is, so it's a beggar, right? He used to come very frequently. He was always happy. He was very happy. And he would come and beg as though whether if you give him food or not, it doesn't matter. He's not worried. And his song is, I went to the king's court and I had food and there were 60 different kinds of pickles in there. This is what he's singing all the time, every time he comes. Which means he's living in a virtual reality where he has created this happy memories for himself and he's singing that all the time.
So,
How it could be? Think that 60 different household, they give.
No, you're rationalizing. No, he's actually saying this.
yeah,
He's meaning it.
He's saying, I'm happy. I ate 60 variety of food in King's Palace. So I'm saying there's a situation of Raga. So next tomorrow, somebody is giving 50 kicks. Then what will he say? So that's called Desha situation. But I in both the situations doesn't change. Beggar role, the body personality is changing. So the problem is the changing personality and changing personality is no problem. Unchanging I is no problem. The in-between guy who is claiming that both is the problem. So that I'll give another example. So there is a broker. Have you heard of you have purchased real estate deals? In real estate deals, a broker is there in between because buyer does not know the seller. So the broker comes, see this house, so beautiful, well designed, in a nice place in US marketing. Then seller, he says this cost you $1 million. So then seller gives $1 million to the buyer. So buyer gives $1 million to seller. Then broker takes a commission of 2% from buyer and seller. So broker doesn't have the house, broker doesn't have the money, but he makes a commission out of this. There's a broker in between changing and unchanging. that guy is called ego, jiva. So this broker is making commission out of both unchanging and changing. Okay, this broker doesn't have ownership of that changing, and is neither the I. And that guy makes a commission. This commission is called karma. Oh.
I thought that's why brokers are hated.
So he makes a good commission out of this mixing of this changing and unchanging. And this mixing up is called, mixing up creates a karma. Because I is a not doer. They are sakshi. The me is the doer. The actions are happening to me. But me has no independent doership. Me does something in the person of I. Me cannot do anything. Okay? I mean, another example. Electricity is there. The fan is rotating. Fan cannot rotate without electricity. Electricity cannot blow air. Right? So electricity itself has no ability to give air. The fan has no ability to rotate. When they come together, the fan rotates. Now, there's another third entity is coming and say, I am only turning the fan. That third entity is neither electricity nor fan. So the problem is not for I. Problem is not for electricity. Problem is not for the fan. Problem is this guy who is coming in between. Now you're not rotating fast. I'm only rotating. This guy has no ability to rotate, no ability to give electricity, but still he claims both. That guy is called ego. It's a false entity. Now, tell me, who are you? Who went there? Who came there?
Facebook.
Are you sure, sir, she went there? Are you sure she went there? And credit card bill also her only.
The pictures on Facebook.
Which is on
There's
Facebook.
a Facebook ID there.
See, there nothing belongs to I. It's just a witness. Okay. The me has no problem. It is coming and changing. It's like a dress. The memory recording is there. Okay. Memory recording is no problem because it's useful. Somebody comes and says, my memory recording is a problem. I am only this me. He is using his identity based on the memory. But the problem is you don't have to find that I. Because always use the word I. When you use the word I, you are always referring to unchanging I. That means you are already sure that you are unchanging I. But you are always confused that I am changing I, me. The confusion only has to be removed, not the I, not the me.
The connecting, the me cannot exist without the I. The connection.
Me is just an instrument.
Okay.
Okay. Recording is done. Recording is also valid.
Through the me. Oh, recording is done through the me.
Through the me. It's okay. But to record that me is one who saw is a false. I is the one who saw. Right. Me is saying I saw. And who claims that me is I who saw is called ego. It's taking permanent identity of I and impermanent identity of me and mixing up these two and claiming their memory is mine. Memory without that me, memory with that claiming identity is also fine. It's useful. Now, you have to decide. You are the changing I, unchanging I, or claimer. Who won't dare? Now I'm giving 3 hands. Changing I, unchanging I, and claimer. Who are you?
The claim will be false. Because the claimer is just making a claim about some.
My dear, I start with the question. Tell me one scenario which you like. Who has a liking? The I has a problem. I has a like and dislike.
The claimer.
I is just a witness. It's not like and dislike.
Right.
The me has a problem. Me is the instrument.
Yes. So the claimer.
Claimer.
The claimer.
So claimer claims that I went there. I came here.
Right.
And claimer has a problem like and dislike. But claimer problem is he's a temporary entity. He's not a permanent employee. He comes there, that goes. Next day comes, says, what's his old record and says, this is me. Memory is also not a problem. Referring to the memory and saying me is a problem. That's happening because the me which you are referring is not me. It's me. But yesterday's memory, you are claiming, and today's me is same. I am the same because the same guy is sitting behind. I. Confusing the I with the me. That's also okay. The one who confuses also comes and goes. He's not there all the time. Okay. He's also temporary entity. But what is there? What is recording done is there available. The recording is continued is given to the recording by this guy, me. And that he says, this is my identity. So which of your memory is your memory?
Something I don't like. This is what
the claimer is quiet. See that? The moment you question, the claimer is trying to escape. First I asked who? We. We is the way claimer says I want to word I. Then when I started working, she says the claimer started you. Because that's trying to escape that I. Who is the claimer? That the moment you start questioning, the thief will give the answer. Now the claimer is sitting quiet, not even answering. See, this is like a police inquiry only. The thief will keep on telling lies. The moment you question, you keep quiet. Who are you? Correct.
So the broker should be there, should claim I did it because he was the one connecting.
That's not a problem. But the broker yesterday and broker today is different. This broker claims I was there yesterday also. Yesterday what I liked also I want today also. So it starts driving the whole thing. It takes control of this seller.
that claimer has put an impression on my memory telling I did it. So if I have to recall something, I have to tell I did it.
Okay. I did it. The I has any problem? See, what is it? Broker is required between the buyer and seller. Similarly, the ego is required between the real I and me. That's also correct. Memory is required. That's also required. Correct. Without that ego, functioning will not happen. That's also correct. But where is the problem coming? Problem is coming. This ego which comes up. Yesterday one ego, today one ego. Ego is continuously changing. Because yesterday body-mind complex is disappeared. Only body. Ego is continuously changing. But it's claiming identity based on memory recording. Memory recording is that. Every time when you recording that identity is claiming, my identity is created. Correct? Now, identity starts your driving life, not the I. So, I like something. Tomorrow, I want to avoid. Raga, Dvesha, what is recorded, becomes my Raga, Dvesha today. Situation might have changed, but I don't change. My behavior doesn't change.
So,
Raga and Dvesha.
So that is utilized for you to be able to live and do.
But who is you?
For the
Who is you? Who is you?
functioning of the
Who is you? Who are you? I have no problem. But who are you? The problem is one who is coming in the class and sitting. I am suffering is coming and sitting in classing. I am suffering. Thoughts are coming. Now, who are you? You tell me who are you? No, who is suffering? No. Then only we can solution. No.
This, but not the nice difference.
Say, for spirituality class, somebody is coming who is suffering. No, who is this fellow suffering? I suffers. No. Me suffers. The one who claims this is suffering. The person who is claiming suffering, we have to tell, fellow, my dear, today you are today's temporary agent. No, I have been suffering for 10,000 years. He extends his memory. Memory says he's him. He was not there yesterday. He's a new actor today. He is new guy who has come there, new broker. Every moment is a new broker has come. But new broker says, I'm suffering for the last millions of lifetimes. Now, that's okay. I'm suffering millions of lifetimes. That guy comes this moment and disappears also. But that he all puts parts to blame to the guy who is I. Then you say, I am suffering. I am suffering. Who is that I? I never suffers.
He's replacing the ego. How mitigating the Raga Dvesha in Buddha as long as the resolution takes place.
No, you are come here. You are saying I have a problem. My I thought is coming up. I'm asking which I thought is coming up. The one I thought is coming and dies next moment. The real I doesn't give a thought. Okay, the real I is a witness. Now I thought he is giving a problem because he's using a recorded memory. Okay. Now, recorded memory is not yours. It's not, you are not there yesterday. Then what are you claiming your thoughts based on? See, this is the continuous thought chain is getting generated because you are thinking that I was the guy who was present yesterday. This guy says, I only attended for job for last 50 years. Every day I come. He didn't come every day. He came now and disappeared. Okay. He's saying, I'm a permanent employee of this guy. So then he says all records will take up, thoughts will generate. See, any thought will be based on identity. Okay, please understand. Every thought is based on identity. Okay, so office-related thoughts are based on office-related employee identity. How boss-related, husband-related identity will give husband thoughts. Wife-related identity, but wife-related identity will not give any other thoughts. So any thought, ask who am I? It's not real I. It's who am I takes you to identity. Okay. Right now, you're listening to me. What identity is listening?
Seeker.
A seeker identity is listening. If you're not a seeker, you'll not sit here. Right? Seeker identity is there. Correct? No? Now, who is the seeker? I'll ask the question. Next question. Second question. Who is the seeker? You'll say, I am the seeker. Now, which I? The seeker I If you question that he's not there, that fellow is not there. That fellow last moment has died. Next moment has come, he's claims, I'm there. In that time, you are not there, my dear. Who are you? Who are you? Who is trying to find a solution? I have to give a solution to a real guy, no? A fake guy asks a fake question. What solution has to be given? So what is the solution is, the fake guy has to realize I'm fake. But I'm fake will be recorded in memory. So next guy comes, I'm fake, he'll say. That's the key. The fake guy appears and disappears. Now you get convinced, then I say, oh, whatever I did is fake. The next guy comes, oh, whatever I do is fake. That triggers, that invalidates this thing. This is cancelling the world. You don't have to destroy memory. You don't have to destroy ego also. You have to only correct recording. Each guy comes now. He puts a recording. In the recording, you have to do right entry. That's all. Next time, next guy comes, he'll reply to that. Oh, yesterday I didn't come. I am the new guy. And new guy has no problem because his old roles are not mine. I am the fresh guy. Every minute I'm fresh.
So in that sense, then you would not have any raga dvesha. You wouldn't have any attachments.
Raga dvesha is built over a period of time, no?
Yeah, okay. So you won't have it because
it's this moment is my life. My life is momentary.
So that is what you mean. That is what they mean when they say the sentence "live in the moment" or "live in the."
So that's a problem. That's very vague. Okay. See, this is all a general gyan we can anybody can give. I am giving engineering gyan. This is called consciousness engineering. Have you ever studied it? What bugs are there in consciousness? I'm telling you. You are already studied, do software work. I'm telling you, bugs are in your consciousness. Okay, all this gyan, living in the present moment, living in the present, all are application level. It won't work. I mean, it will work temporarily if you give. That's like yoga. I'm trying to do surgery and bug fixing.
We kind of say it's not a problem.
This is the problem.
Yes, you are saying knowledge automatically because that.
See, the people are saying you should get away from raga dvesha. Their spirituality is typically outward to inward. Oh, you have to have vairagya, you have to have detachment. My dear, what gyan you are giving? Okay, life doesn't work from outside inside. Life works from inside to outside. Inside you see what you are, the outside will change. But changing the outside will not change you inside. That's all superficially. You will try every day, 2 days, I'll try to live in present moment. Tomorrow I'll go. Day after tomorrow, again I can't live in present because your identity is intact. By living in the present moment, your identity doesn't change. If your identity changes, you are living in present moment change. Now, I'm not even changing identity. I'm changing your identity is fake. You are a fake guy. The fake guy is claiming to, I went to a mountain. Now you tell me who went to mountain and who used the credit card, who spent the money.
Nobody used the credit card, nobody spent the money.
Say, now.
You have to walk for 20 so there's no credit card. No.
Then who went to, I asked you a beautiful experience. Tell me who went there. Ego can't go because the guy who went there disappeared that moment. Yes.
The current one that is coming up.
Coming up.
All the time.
Yes.
He is claiming all that.
All that, right? Based on what? The memory recording of the earlier guy. Right? The memory recording of this guy, current guy, has to record whatever I'm claiming is false. So next guy comes, whatever claiming is false. That's all. So next guy will refer to right thing, no? Tomorrow another guy will come. He'll say, yesterday what is recorded is false. So then he'll not make false claims. Then claims will reduce. It's like office, no? Once you catch a false claim, you will not find another false claim. Some people go to travel and make a false claim. So one day, boss catches him. You are making a false claim. Next day, you will not make a false claim. Now I'm catching the false guy. False claim you are making. Now tomorrow, will you make? So if you don't make false claims, your thoughts will reduce. Because all claims are related to identity.
All claims are false.
False.
All claims are...
Huh? Seeking is false. Okay. This is one prakriya we did. I'll take next prakriya because surgery I have this one when prakriya I have one prakriya is one surgery. I have only minimum 50 surgeries. I catch and trash the thief in many ways. No. Most of the people, 1 or 2 will be sufficient. 1, 2, or a thief, no, they goes to police station, 1 or 2 kicks will, after that, he'll have to change. See, in UP, now, there are thieves are coming to the police station. I am a thief, please catch me. They put a board because outside their life is under threat. Like that, once you give 1 or 2 kicks, the proper prakriya, the kick, the thief will not open mouth. Now, after going to house, ask her who went to the mountain. She'll say, she'll keep her mouth shut.
Or maybe move it.
Oh, that's why you include B. Okay, next prakriya will take. Gayatri can stop. We'll take up next prakriya. We'll give is 8 o'clock. To spend about another